Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'd take a break from doing the diorama and do some unboxing. I've had this quick kit quite a while, and a good friend of mine just wanted me to see what was in the box before he purchased it. So here we go. It's a Takom, and it's the Leopard C2 Mexas, which is, I think it's Canadian. Yeah, Canadian main battle tank. That line out of there looks, I think it's basically Leopard 1 with a outfitted armour on it by the looks of things. Looks a nice sleek and tidy machine. So it's a Takom kit, and I think we have a figure with it as well. So it's a, what's it, 135 scale? Yeah, there we are, Takom, and the kit number is, let's find the kit number first. I think it's, there we go, 031-203. Sorry, damages in my price with me storing it. So that's on the both ends are the same, and on one side we have a couple of the colour call-outs, or the call-out for the I think you can build two variants on this car. I think you use one without the armour and one with the armour. So we have that one there, which is the Squadron Headquarters Troop Lords Strathcorners Horse Royal Canadians, Afghanistan 2006, which is probably both of those. Yeah. And on the other side, just Takom normally do, we have the couple of advertisements from their other kits and the sprues that's contained in the kit. Clear parts, there's the figure. We've got rope P, decals, polycaps, everything. So as we normally do, we'll just take off the lid and go for it to see what we've got in it. It's quite a rope. It's a full box. See, I've damaged the box myself. So we'll just start off as we normally do. If I can just move this stuff out of the way, which is totally unorganised again, but that's me all over. So I can just get that box so it's not in the way. That's alright there, isn't it? Yeah, that's the first thing we have. We have the a figure, which is on the front of the box. I don't think it's resealable, is it? No. So let's have a look at this. This is the one that I haven't changed the blade, isn't it? Here we go. This is the one. So it's quite nice. It's quite a nice figure. It's some kind of Afghanistan by the looks of it. It's got the AK-47, I think. Well, I may be wrong. The figure itself is quite nice, nicely detailed. Not bad at all. That's the back. It's quite a nice detail on that. I think on it's quite nicely detailed as well. So that's a start on it. We'll leave the instructions to last, I think, this time. Let's go through the plastic first. So one of the first things is the actual upper hull and lower hull, and as you can see, it's quite a large vehicle. And I'll say it will be even larger when you outfit it with the extra armour. We'll have a look. If we can get them out of there. Now we'll start with the upper hull. It's 2003 kit, so it's, you know, it's not too old. Typical Takom. Detail is spot on, really nice and crisp. Really nice. That's really nice detailing. So all this, you've got all the armour to go on here, so you're not really going to see any of this apart from obviously this part here where the engine is, but the rest of it is really nicely detailed, and it's not warped in anywhere. And the lower hull, we've got a nice bit of detail on the lower hull. And again, it's really nice, crisp, fresh, no flash, really nice. And I think this has workable suspension. I think you probably have to do the static suspension and the workable depending on what you're going to do with it. The detail on the bottom is okay. It's not the best I've ever seen, not the worst, but you're not going to really see the bottom of the tank. So that's the upper hull and the lower hull. Sorry, the tub and the upper hull. Right, let's go through all these. What we seem to have, I think these are because these are workable tracks. We have a large bag of sort of polycaps. Is it a resealable one? Yeah, this is a resealable one, which is good. Well, presumably the rest may be. I'll just take the one out. Yeah. Now these look like for the tracks. I can't quite see them. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. To one side. The other side is the same, but these must go on the tracks. I can't see them going anywhere else. So there's like a rubber, like you know, when you get your polycaps, which is also polycaps in this kit as well. So I think they're all the same. Yeah, so we'll see I'm almost 99% certain they're for the tracks, but we'll see when we get to the instructions. So let's take this one out. So I think this is all must be resealable bags. But yeah, there's no need for the knife. Right, so we'll start off with the sprue first, and this is sprue E. And so most of the companies now are doing the sprue numbers and letters by that now with the taking it out. And this is obviously the added armour again, which has got nice detail, a nice texture on there as you can see as well, which will look nice on a wash with a wash over it. So nice little locks and things and nuts and bolts and the hinges. And there's another one there with still got that texture on, which is good. Which is nice. And we have a fuel drum. That's nice detail, and having the strap down the front of it. There's a couple of little odds and sods there, a couple of handles. Not sure what that part is there where my finger is, so I'll move all the rest of my hands. That one there. My thumb fingers underneath. I haven't got a clue what that is. There's some small little bits and pieces on there, and then we have the machine gun at the top, which is not badly detailed at all. It's not slide moulded, but I think it would be virtually impossible to drill the end of that out. So that's, unless you buy aftermarket. I don't think I'll buy aftermarket just for that. It's still nice, still nicely detailed. So that's that. One sprue. Right, these are the tracks, individual, as you can see. And there's the seal on the bag. That's vitamin C. Is that it? You see halfway down the bag. That's why I couldn't see it. So let's have a look at the tracks in detail. We only need to take one sprue out. As there's 1, 2, 3 sprues identical. I'll have a quick gander at them. Nicely detailed, small pieces there. Track pads are nice. There's no injection marks, so the detail there is really nice. And we have the, presume these are the guide horns, which we put in individually, and that's one side, and the other side of the tracks, which is the inside, as we well, I presume they're on the outside or inside. Hard to tell. But there again, as you can see, there's no there's a little bit touch of flash on, you know, just on there, but or is it flash? No, it isn't. It's a part of the actual design on the treads. Looks like there's a thing on them, but no, it's just a mark to the tracks itself, tracks themselves. And there again, that's only, there's four points, and I wouldn't think it would take too long to sand down and get ready. So that's another big plus. So that's nicely detailed, I say, and there's no injection marks anywhere on them, which is a real bonus, because you tend to find that the details are lovely on some of these kits on the tracks, and then you find a bloody big injection mark. It's in the wrong place. Alright, so the next screw is part of this Overhaul. Should really take all these out of the bags, but I don't like to do that in case there's any floaters about any pieces that go flying, which I can see them here. Right, so we have, to start off, we have the upper hull, which is, there's no detail on there really, because everything's got the applique armour on there, but what detail there is really nice. Really nice again. Commander's cupola and the driver's cupola, which is for the gun. That's the ring, that's the bottom of the turret. We have, looks like a nice turret basket at the back. It's got that sort of detail in, as if it's a cloth. That's quite nice. I would bring that up nice with a nice couple of washes and that. That should really come up nice. And there we have the gun mantlet. Some bits of other people, I don't know what they are. They look like track parts, suspension parts, parts of the commander's cupola, hatches. It's a two-piece barrel, unfortunately, but I'm sure you can go after market. But there again, you've only got two points. That's it. And the two other points are at the barrel end that you're not going to see. So obviously there's a seam line, but so one of the things I first do usually is to try just build the gun barrel up first to see. But I don't think there'll be any problem. I can't see any problem with that. So they're just having them two attachment points there. Go for it. Really nice detail again, and you know it's really is. That's, I think that must be the yeah, the turret when it's in transport mode. You can quite pick it up. I wonder if I put my hand behind it, right in focus, you can see the detail again on there, and you got the texture on as well, like cast texture. It's really nice. I know, a couple of bins, storage bins, I would think. Lots of little details again. Commander's hatch, I think, and you know, there's detail on the inside, and any, yeah, there's a couple of you can see on there, but it depends if you're going to have the hatches open. There again, it's not a big problem to take them out. You either fill them or take, if there isn't, fill them. If there isn't, you can take them out with your sander, or if there some can just put a bit of filet or putty in there, and that should sort the problem out. But can't complain at that, really. You really can't complain at that. They're just little minor nitpicks, aren't they? Right, and then we have another sprue, which looks like more armour. Applique armour again, which we have here, and the detail is astounding. That really is nice detail. Look at the detail on that. There's bolt heads and the small bolts. That really looks like the frontal armour. Really nice. And again on the smaller ones as well. There's a touch of flash on there, a little touch perhaps, nothing much. And the plate for the rear looks like the rear plate. There again, detail is amazing. Just the texture as well. A couple of storage bins, and I'm unsure what they are. Look like caps for the wheels, but probably wrong altogether. And the injection marks again are going to be in the places where you're not going to see them, so that's no problem. I do like that texture on the detail on that front armour. That's really nice. A really nice looking kit. And I don't know why I've never done a kit review on it before. I really don't. So there's another bag of plastic. There's two sprues in here identical. Let's find the part where it's sealed. come on, don't. Can't see it, I have to cut this one, I can't even see it. Not to worry, not to worry. So there's 2 screws in here, which is obviously a lot of the running gear. Let's have a quick look. That's the inside, and that's the outside. And again, all nicely detailed. There's nothing wrong with those. The detail in the wheels there, you can see them. The little nipples in the centre. I presume they are. I won't be 100% sure of the grease. Obviously the inside of the wheels you're not going to see, and the reverse you're not going to see really either. We have another fuel drum, jerry can, which I'll do like a strap attachment on. It's very nice. Small details again, not too sure there's the for the tow cable. Now they're hollowed out. Yep, they are for the well, hollowed out, but they've got that part where you put it into. And we've got some nice details for the tow bar to the on the front there. Nice bolt detail on there. And we have the sprocket again, which is lovely detail on that sprocket. Even inside, all the small bolts and the small things inside there are really nice. And I do like the way, again with this kit, where they've actually put the joint in, not on the tooth itself, so it's a lot easier to clean up and you're not losing a bit of tooth. Once you get them on there, you can never get it the same. That's nice. I do like kits like that. And they're the suspension torsion bars, so it is a workable suspension as I thought. So, which is nice again. Still more plastic, and there's one large sprue left before we get onto the other bits and pieces. It's wrapped up in the tell you what, I've got this bloody thing sorted out. I can never here we are. See this one this time. And there again we have some more applique armour for the turret, I think, and obviously for the upper hull again. Nice again, very nice indeed. Yeah, as expected. The detail is spot on. They've got that texture as well. There's a little subtle texture on it as well. It isn't completely smooth. These are the I think these are possibly the, you know, when they put them on the sprues, the bolt heads. There's some on there on the other sprue as well, but I do have, if I can get them off, they're tiny, they're really tiny. They're really tiny, but we'll see what we can do with them. They must be fun to go on some of the applique armour, one would have thought. So there we have the part of the side skirts, I think, right, looking at them. There's the side, where we are. There again, detail is really nice. And they say again the all the injection marks are hidden, so you're not going to see any of them, which is good news. So that's all the plastic. So we'll have a look what we've got inside the bag with the decals. There's some bits and pieces in here as well. I don't know where we are with this again. I can never. Some of them seem to be fastened up, and some of them, I don't know. We'll go from here. Right, before we get to the instructions, we'll see what else we've got in here. I know there's some bits and pieces in here which are just dropped on the floor, which is really clever. Which is the clear parts. Granted, there isn't many, but there is some. Right, so first of all, we'll have a look at this tow cable, and this is the tow cable that's really nice. That is superb, and it's, you know, it's really nice. It's pliable as well. You know, it isn't as rigid as your picture hook stuff, picture wire, but that's nice. I do like that. And then we have some clear parts. They look like they're for the headlights. So you can't really see much of it, the clear. That's the main thing. And then we have a small fret of PE and a decal sheet and some polycaps. So the polycaps, they're obviously for the wheels. The small fret of PE's got the engine grill covers and some other bits and pieces. So you can get them without getting too much light on them. There you go, that's better. Nice and thin. Yep, I think they're made by Takom themselves. Does it say? Yep, Takom TP. And then we have a small selection of decals. I won't get them out, but there's the Canadian maple leaf, and there's a few like spiders, scorpions, obviously some up-to-date markings. V there and the Canadian maple leaf, and there looks like a scorpion, a spider, 1, 2, sure what the 2 ones are, and some numbering, buffalo and rhea and whatever else we got on there. Yeah, so we'll find them out with the decals, but yeah, very nice indeed. So I shall just pop these back into the bag so I don't lose any of them, and then we'll have a look at the decals. But so far it's a nice looking kit, a really nice looking kit. I think, I can't remember when I got this. I've had quite a while. But one of those kits I put down, and I've never done a kit review. So we'll just move this box out the way completely again, and we'll have a look at the decal sheet. The instruction sheet, as you can see, it's a nice glossy sheen paper with obviously the maple leaf, the tank, and bits and pieces. 2000, it says, in 2006, squadron of 15 Leopard C2 main battle tanks fitted with the modular expandable armour system Mexas. A ceramic composite armour kit deployed in Afghanistan to combat operations during the Afghanistan mission. The Leopard C2 Mexas tanks were fitted with dozer blades, mine ploughs and mine rollers over the time. The tanks received upgrades that included thermal covers, a cooling unit, an electronic countermeasure device. These tanks fought enemy forces, provided convoy protection and supported provincial reconstruction teams from December 2006 until they were withdrawn in 2011. The C2 is expected to be retired from Canadian Army and replaced by the newer Canadian Leopard 2A4 and 4M and 6M between 2014 and 15. So they've only probably just been phased out recently, but it's still a nice, it's still a nice looking kit. And obviously we have the first sort of things as we normally do. We have the usual sort of stuff at the start, removing things and blah blah blah. The usual things that you should read, your colours for your paints, which is Tamiya, which you've got flat black, flat yellow, buff, olive green, brown, gunmetal and chrome silver. So there's not a lot of paints that you're going to need. And then on that page there we have the sprue map. We've just seen all the parts. And then we can start, as most kits do, with the lower hull and the wheel assembly and the torsion bars. Don't look too difficult to apply. So it looks nice and simple. And then we start putting the wheels on with the polycaps. So we could put the wheels on and do the wheels, because obviously we can remove them with the polycaps being on. Then you start in some the rear. Looks a bit, yep, rear plate. Put some pieces on there. And then we're on to step 6 again, which is on the side near the rear. Engine grill cover. Is it engine? I don't know what that is. E15. I'll have to check that. Storage box. And then we're starting again on the Overhaul again, where we have the PE for the engine covers and things like that. And the driver's hatch at the front there. Headlights and other bits and bobs. It's fairly straightforward. It's a straightforward build by looking at the instructions, but we shall have to see. And then we're starting to put the applique armour together. Yeah, it was the front applique armour that I thought was look nice. And then we have starting on the sides again with the armour. which is step 10, and then we go to step 11 again, where we're actually applying everything onto the base of the tank, and then we have the toe eyes, so toe hooks, some sub assemblies there, clear parts for the headlights. Yeah, they go on there, and most of this is all the the applique armour that was built in the previous section. There's something on there, we'll have to read what that says, something about that. I'll have to check when I get to building this. So that's step 10, 11, and then with step 12 is assembling the tracks. So it gives you, by looking at it, it gives you a little I can't recall now, a tool to use to put the tracks together, and yeah, they are polycap things that go on the ends of the tracks. So they look fairly simple to put together. Guide horns in first and then together, and then the polycap things over the ends like a rubber, so that'll make them workable. And then we're putting the upper hull to the lower hull with the tracks on, but we'll have to see what kind of distance we have between the for the wheels to go on. I know we haven't put, with having the top part on with the side skirts on there, might not give us enough room, so I might not attach the lower hull to the bottom hull at that stage. And then the toe cable again, attaching that, getting that sorted out. More rear armour as a frontal armour at the front, and then we're putting the toe cable onto the rear. It's giving you exactly where it goes, which is good. We've got clips all the way along for it to rest onto. So it's a nice touch again. And then finally we're starting the turret. So you've got part of the upper mantle there, getting that all sorted. 16 starting to assemble of things. The main gun barrel, but I say I'd have that part put together, one of the first things, and left to set and then sand out the seam line. And there again, more applique armour together. This all seems to be all applique armour. All the sub assemblies, and the jerry cans are attached to the, looks like the bustle at the back, I think that is. It looks like there's 3 of them all together. At the rear of the, must be the rear of the tussle, the rear of the turret, the turret bustle. And then we've got, when we start putting got some decals as well. This part I haven't put the decals quite on yet, but I'll have to read more about that. It must be a different the F5, and then we've got A26, but we'll read that and see what it says. And then we're starting to assemble the lower hull, sorry, the lower turret and the higher turret. And I thought this was a rear basket, but in fact it's the canvas cover for the main barrel, which does look nice. It really looks effective. And then we have the main arm of the main part of the old tank, the business end, which is a nice looking barrel. I say it shouldn't be too much of a problem to get the seam line out of that, because some of them look like seam lines when you join them together, but in fact they're a part of the barrel. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then all the sub assemblies of the applique armour. Yeah, I was right. That is the rear of the turret, and all the applique armour and the smoke grenade launchers are actually on there. And I think the little circles that I said before, these must be where you fit the applique armour to. By looking at that, it says you have to put them into there. So that's what they're for. You find out all these things as you're going along. And the last part of the instructions is, you got obviously the machine gun. I don't know what that is, 100% sure what that is, but it's a sort of some device, hatch device, or a viewing, I think it's a driver's viewing, could be, I'm not 100% sure. And there we have the machine gun and box, ammunition box, and then we have all the hatches to go on. Yeah, it's the one of the hatch vision ports for whatever it is at the front there. And then we all the commander's cupola, the driver's cupola, the machine gun are put onto there. You can have them open or closed, but like I say, there's them injection marks on them, so we'll we'll see when we get to there. So that's all the instructions, I think, all for the actual tank, and I don't think the figure needs to be done yet. The markings, oh yeah, got there's the colours for the well, the parts. The colour of his figure, please refer to box art. Okay, that's the only letdown is it's black and white for the call outs. I know there's not, it's a solid colour of the tank, but I thought it would be quite nice to give us the colour one, but they can't have everything. So it's the same markings, it's a different, you've got the spider, you've got the scorpion, and obviously different lettering on there as well. And we have, so it's four you can build. Yeah, it's like a bull. I'm not sure what that is, like a pair of scissors, a pair of bloody swords crossing something. And your Canadian friends could maybe tell me what they are. The little emblems there, that one there, and that one there. And again, they're all very similar markings, apart from them emblems which are put onto the turret. But generally speaking, it's a nice looking kit. So Takom do you know, they do some nice they do nice kits, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's another nice thing I'm looking forward to building again. I've got that many bloody things I'd love to get on with, but I'm struggling for time at the moment. I don't know why, I'm just struggling to get things done. Well, not struggling to get things done, I just seem to have less time at the bench these last few weeks, well last few months to be honest, but coming up to Christmas now and things will start to quieten down a little bit. I think the missus is on with Christmas, as they say, so I might get a bit more extra bench time if I'm a good boy. So that's the end of that little kit review. So just thank you very much for taking the time out to view this kit review. And it's a fairly, well, not an old kit, but fairly, it isn't new, but I thought may as well do it, say for my good friend Joe, who wanted to have a look at what was in the box. So I say thank you very much to all my subscribers, and just thank you, and new ones as well. I keep saying this, I'm going in the right direction, so I'm happy, and I hope you lot are happy with what I produce. Unboxings, this, that and the other, but I have a couple of things I need to get on with. I say I'm carrying on with the diorama at the moment for the T34. I've got a little bit further forward, so I'll be doing another review of that, another update of that shortly, so stay tuned for that. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very shortly.